are on the site of the castle.
And it was the first time the Beatles had really stopped being semi-professional almost.
Look at that.
Absolutely fascinating.
That's what you do. You buy these players that cost money and make a difference in it. But we never do that.
Never complains, gets up, gets on with a smile on his face.
We just want you to sit in your chair and go, hip hip hooray, for the Western press and the Western narrative. You dare dictate the same old, every single day, without this. If you haven't seen it before, please watch the first series, the first 2 episodes, the second series. Stallone. Should have won that. I want you, you know, what do you think? Is it, the first half we were awful, let's be honest. And as soon as the second half started, 50th minute, bang, what a goal, what a pass by Mo to, what a ball to Curtis, and it was a cracking goal there. Well, great move. And I thought, this is it now. We're going to go on and fucking win this. I'm going to bring on Sean. All right, Sean.
Bless me already, Frank. I sent you a WhatsApp message because I was having horrible trouble actually watching the first half. I was having major issues with my Fire Stick. So and that's not... another wording for something else, but I watched about maybe 30 minutes of the first half and I was like, what is happening?
We were so...
What is happening?
You know, you can sell about, you can go back to Real Madrid, you can go back to Manchester City. This was a different team.
Well, I mean...
totally different.
Yeah, I mean, look, it goes back to what I've said all along, that we can't get carried away by, the difference between us and second or us and third. We just got to keep going and going and going and going and just keep racking up points and not act like as if we won anything yet. We haven't, 9-point leads or 11-point leads is all well and good. It's nice to have, but to maintain is a different thing altogether. And that's why I said in the last show, and I've said in AKM LFC as well, that we can't get carried away because you have games like that.
Yeah, of course. I just want to see what the lads say here. These are early ones. Daryl says, shocking Nunes, I've seen enough. That's what he says. Edward says, Gomez was terrible.
Yeah.
Youssef says, I don't want to ever see a defence with Gomez and Quansah again. They were all going down the right there. They were just going down the right. And as Edward says, Quansah is no right back, and he isn't. The lad's a centre-back, and he's only learning his trade. And as Youssef says, Everton's now a must.
Oh, we have to win that. Yeah, have to win that.
And Nunes says, Nunes has been given a good run, and he's been awful. He's been crap. And, they're right. Let's see. And as it
Like-
says, with Arsenal winning as well.
And Chelsea.
And Chelsea, yeah. But, you know, we've got to take a positive here, though, you know. We went up to Newcastle. You know, we went on the back of a win. I thought we would have beat them. I really did. And we should have beaten them.
We did. I'm actually quite surprised. This was news to me. I thought they had Gomez at right back and Kwanzaa at centre back. But the fact that they had Kwanzaa at right back is a bit of it's a bit silly.
It was a bit silly. Should have played him centre
You know.
alongside Virgil and
And
Gomez right back.
I think he got caught out a few times himself and
Oh,
Gomez
he did.
were like headless
Oh.
chickens, you know.
And Callum says, hang on, what Noah Hyde says. FSG trying to smear Nunes again, spamming immediately on all fans' channel, even though it's Kelleher and Quansah to deflect cheap quality. Even Diaz has been bad for 3 games, yet no complaints.
Diaz.
This is what these are opinions, you know.
Well, I mean, FSG aren't trying to smear anything because FSG are sitting in Boston, not a bothering them. So, look, I mean, we can blame FSG all we like. And we can then, you know, give credit to FSG anytime we win. And then people will say, well, you can't blame FSG if we lose. So you can't have your cake and eat it. I mean, this draw isn't down to FSG. Us not playing well is not down to FSG. It's down to the coach, the players, and what they do. Now, could FSG have invested? Absolutely. But there's no point in talking about that now. John W. Henry's not going to come on at right back and score a hat-trick for us. Linda Pruzzi Henry isn't going to come in and cross it to John. Mike Gordon isn't going to hit it to Tom Warner and he's going to score another hat-trick. So there's no point in talking about owners right now. There really isn't. We can't be blaming them for everything.
Well, young Callum says Salah, Van Dijk and Trent, Ali, Kanate are world-class players. Showed on a night like this. What he's saying is, if they would have been there, which they are, the world-class, I don't care what anyone says about Ali. Ali is a world-class keeper. He's the best in the world for me. And, you know, not just me, but a lot of other people.
All of us, I
And
think.
he's saying there, Kanate alongside Virgil and the likes of Trent playing from the beginning. Totally different side. Totally different side.
I think I remember speaking to you before about Gomez and Kwanzaa having a partnership together, that they're not used to playing with each other. But to have Kwanzaa at right back, I mean, that was just asking for trouble. Asking for trouble.
Would you agree with what Noah side says? Cheap players and not our level. Jones, Elliott, Kwanzaa, Kelleher.
I can't believe you're talking about Jones, Elliott, and Kelleher in that. Kelleher is the second best goalkeeper in if not the Premier League, the world, hands down. Jones scored an absolute great goal there to put us back into the game. An absolute peach of a goal. I mean, the Newcastle defence didn't even have time or even a second to think about it. Jones has been on fire. Elliott has been a fantastic player, a fantastic servant to the club. Quance is a young lad, and when Matip was injured, he upped his game. So you can't have 4 or 500 million players, you know, in the squad or on the bench. We're not Man City.
No. Can I just, there's something there. We've got to answer these here because I think Noah Hyde and Callum are just, you know, they're just having an argument or whatever.
Debate.
Yeah. And Callum says, we need a Fabinho right now. Now, this is what I've been saying from day one. We need a number 6. We need Zubamendi. That's what we need. And that's Fabinho. We need a Mascherano.
Yeah.
Right? And so Noah replies to him, Callum, are you a fan or are you a FSG transfer chief committee? If he is that good, why is he not in the first team after 5 years? Where is that logic? It's not what he's saying. We need a Fabinho. If you've ever seen Fabinho play at his peak, he was unbelievable. Same as Mascherano, same as Didier Aman. These are fantastic players. Noah Hyde. These are fantastic players, lad.
Who's he referring to? Is he's not good enough, and why is he not in the first team after 5 years? Who's he referring to? Elliot?
No, Fabinho, I think, because he said Callum says we need a Fabinho right now.
But sure, Fabinho doesn't play for Liverpool anymore.
Yeah, but see, what have I said? We need a Mascherano. You know what I mean? If only we had a Mascherano in the team.
You were right, because I mean the thing is that, you know, we were saying Gravenberch has been playing absolutely amazing. He's had one bad game, and this proves that we need someone to step in for him, because we would have had Endo on the pitch, and Endo wouldn't have done much.
No. And Youssef absolutely deflated. I think when we, I think what he's saying there, deflated, that we let that equaliser in with shock. That was a shocking equaliser.
It's not very often that you see Kelleher making a mistake. He made a mistake there, but so did the defence. The defence should have been.
Yeah. Leader Whiskers, hey Frank, a nice chat. And Callum says, Miss Canate. Yeah, of course we do. Of course we do.
But that's I mean, like Sloot at the start, an interview before the game, he says, you know, this is where we, you know, when we're down to 4 defenders in the whole squad, that's where we're in trouble. You know, so
see, we drew. We never got beat, and the thing is, it looks like a defeat. It looks like a defeat.
I'm very deflated by the whole thing, and I mean, I didn't even watch all of the game. You know, I watched a majority of the second half. I watched maybe 25 minutes to half an hour of the first.
Well, Callum says
oh,
God blimey, I was switching over there too. It's on Prime, you know. That's what I watched it on Prime. First off was absolutely awful. That's what our Youssef is saying. Darryl, this is what you get with these owners. We need numbers in January. Gravenberch is burnt out. You could see that. We'll talk about a few things. I just want to get through these, please, lads. And sure. Agreed, Darryl. Grav looks tired. I said that myself. No, at the moment, we have to include more than 2 squad players. We are done. Jones, Quansah, Gomez.
What are you talking about? Like, what are you talking about? Kelleher, I've already said what I've said about Kelleher. Gomez has had one bad game. He was centre back, and they put Quansah at right back, who shouldn't have been at right back.
Well, as Leader Wizkid says, no idea why we played Quansah at right back when Gomez has played there countless times. Bad time to experiment. That's a good shout.
That's a very good shout, yeah. I hope he's learned his lesson.
That's a very good shout. Keep it coming, lads. You know, we're here for you, I think. Noah Hyde, FSG out. Year in, year out, the same issue. We all can see the common denominator for most of the cheap squad players is the lack of pace. We've been saying it. It's not about the squad players, Noah Hyde. Believe me, we've been saying lack of investments of quality players. This is why I've been saying from the beginning of the season, let's get Zubamendi in. No matter how good Gravenberch has been, let's get Zubamendi in. Let's get Nkappi in, one of the best left backs I've seen. And he can play centre-back, you know, left-sided centre-back as well. Great player. Get them two in, and you'll see a big difference. That's what you'll see. Would you agree with what I've just said there?
Oh, absolutely, I agree with you. But, I mean, I think if Noah Hyde wants to start an FSG out campaign on the back of a draw in St. James's, he's not going to get it. Especially when he's calling out Kwanzaa, Gomez, Elliott, Jones, and Kelleher as weak players. I mean, you're going to get slaughtered online for that, Noah Hyde. Going to get slaughtered for it. And I think now is not a good time to be talking about the owners because they didn't play the match. You know, we can only.
You need to invest. Do you think that we should invest next month?
Frank, of course, we're both in agreement on that. Of course they do. Of course.
Well, I think a game like this proved it.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Especially your point about Gravenberch, and saying that we need another defensive or we need a defensive midfielder. Absolutely. The one thing, and I see Darwin Núñez getting an awful lot of slating there in the chat.
Yeah.
The thing is that he's not had any sitters over the last couple of games. No. He had a sitter there tonight, and he should have done better, and he didn't, and that's going to cost us. And
well, that's why Darryl said I've had enough of them,
and I can understand that.
And you, Chef. Don't bless me because it's on there. That's
I'm blessing.
It's on there, and he says McAllister misses the Everton game. And he says, I just realised that. Yeah, he misses it, unfortunately, and he misses the next Champions League game as well because he got booked, didn't he? And Darryl says, Youssef, we should win with Szoboszlai, Gravenberch and Jones still. Darryl says, no, well, what are you smoking, Jones? You serious?
Jones has been one of the best players over the last couple of games.
He's been brilliant. And that goal he scored, that goal
was incredible.
He was running onto a pass that was. It wasn't like in front. What I mean is, he wasn't running. How can you put it? It was coming down the side, and he fucking hit it. He had to like bend his foot, if you know what I mean.
Didn't think twice about it.
And that goalkeeper he didn't even see it.
No.
It was a cracking goal. Look at that. Even in France and King Shauninho. I mean Franco. Let's get right down, lads. Let's see. Oh, yeah, it's the Anfield. Let's say we have so many tough games, but it's how we respond in the next game is crucial. Bang on.
Yeah.
Bang on. The Anfield Road. Even if Frankie and Sean and chat.
Good evening, Anfield.
Darren Rule. Frank, every team that Liverpool will play this season are going to up big, yes, to beat them. By way, what a great game tonight, both teams.
It was great for in the second half. Certainly not, and for a neutral, certainly not for a Liverpool fan. I don't think.
Liverpool was superb, and this is where Mo Salah comes into the equation. He was absolutely fantastic.
If ever you needed an advertisement to say how important those three players are that are awaiting their contract, it is that game tonight.
Yeah. And,
Trent came on and he was different gravy. That pass to Salah for the second goal, I mean, he passed it. It's missed it the first time, went in, got the second time on his bad foot, got to Salah. Salah got it in. I mean, it's like, you know.
Yeah. Well, as Wakaz Ahmed said, I'm a Liverpool fan. First half was very disappointing. We performed really bad. We now need to come out stronger and make sure we win all the way till January and make sure the rest drop points. That's a good point. That's a good point. Excuse the pun there.
Point dropping point.
But the thing is, you see, Ahmed, is that we mentioned it at the beginning of the show, the way we came out against Real, the way we came out against City. I was expecting the same, but we allowed them to dominate us. We couldn't get, first 10 minutes, we couldn't get out of our half.
No, we were dreadful.
Shocking we were. And then they scored, which they scored anyway. And second half, we came out different. As soon as we scored, you know, we showed our quality. But we still allowed them to come at us.
Yeah.
And then we went 3-2 up. Mo Salah, you know, you can't. Mo Salah, come on, you know.
He's breaking records left, right, and centre as we speak, while people are hemming and hawing about his contract. And this rubbish, and I have to say it, and I said it on AKM LFC there the other night. By the way, make sure you subscribe to that too. I said that there's no way that Salah is bargaining with Edwards and Richard Hughes over a 1-year contract. He would not be kicking up a fuss over a 1-year contract. The 1-year contract will leave us in the same situation this time next year, where we'll end up with no money for him. It makes no sense. This guy wants to stay with the club for the remainder of his
life. Yeah, of his football career. Of his football career, he wants to stay with us. We know that.
And what a great honor.
So who the fuck? And I've got to say it. Who the fuck is negotiating? You know, forget his agent, but who's negotiating this? Who is it? It's not a John Henry in fucking Boston.
No, it's not John. No. But I mean, it's.
So who is it? It's this fucking Hughes fella.
It's Hughes and Edwards. But I mean,
and Edwards has come in. You know why Edwards has come in? That he's been brought back because he wants cheap players. And there, Noah Hyde, there's your answer. There's your answer, lad. There's your answer. Mm-hmm. Because cheapness is good for them. This is why we brought in, and I keep fucking saying this, we brought in a lad from Juve who's injury prone. I know because I follow Serie A. Not the Bundesliga or Eredivisie or any of them, La Liga, or, you know. I don't follow them. I follow Serie A. And I know I support the Azzurri. I support the Blues of Italy. And I watch these players. That's why I'd love Cappy. Love him. I'd love him. And the likes of when we were getting them, when it was rumoured that we were getting them, I said, no, I hope it's not on because he's injury prone. We're in fucking December. How many games has he played for us? and have been vindicated. And there's your cheapness because it was an appeasement. We were screaming out for players. Everybody around us, all our rivals, were buying. They were buying players. We fucking didn't buy one until the penultimate day. Again, like Arthur Mello, when we got Mello on a loan deal. Remember that? I remember.
So do I. I remember it. He spent the majority of his time at Liverpool posting up Instagram posts about Juventus. I was like, who are you playing for?
Exactly.
You know, and then he fecked off back to Juventus. And, like, he was useless. Absolutely useless.
And isn't it strange how we brought him from Juve? Think about it.
No, I
you don't need a little. You only need like a little eighth of a brain cell to think. Hang on, he came from Juve, and he showed us another fucking good player.
Ali Anus, we're not blaming one player on this stream. We're just talking in general about how the system, how things are failing us, if you know what I mean.
Yes.
Because you know, Frank has made a point several occasions that Gravenberch is grand. That's fine, but we need another defensive midfielder, and Endo does not cut it. We were delighted that Núñez was getting a run of form, but he wasn't, you know, getting sitters. He missed an absolute sitter that was costly tonight, and I would have scored that, and that's saying something. You know, we can't. Like it's not, and it's not just down to Núñez. It's not just down to Núñez. The defense had a poor game. I think Sluice using Kwanzaa as a right back. I mean, I was a little. I thought it was a peculiar lineup because I didn't think Kwanzaa and Gomez were going to be playing.
I said that on Sunday. You know.
Yeah.
I did mention Kwanzaa on Sunday. I said, I hope Trent keeps his place. And it was made up when Trent went off. I thought he was going to start the game. See what I mean? And a bit dodgy with Kwanzaa. He's not a right back. And as you said, with Gomez being there and Kwanzaa really. I don't think Slot likes him, or Slute. I don't think he likes him playing centre-back after the Ipswich game because he would have played him there.
Yeah, well, I mean, like for that first goal, I mean, or was it the first or the second goal? The second goal, I mean, they were all over the shop. Like the two of them were ball watching, and Kwanzaa. It should have been Kwanzaa's man. Gomez goes in, and then Kwanzaa comes in later, and then Gordon scores. You know, so
anyway, the Anfield Roar. What was Kelleher doing, letting that go? I mean, deep cross, not wide enough to go out for a goal kick.
He's had one bad game. You know, let's not lose the run of ourselves now. Come on. He's one mistake.
And Brian says, I'll have to go through some of these if you don't mind.
Yeah.
Sean. Brian, beat ourselves, boys. Didn't take control. Let them bully us far too easily. Typical away from home again. Too casual first half again. Núñez, time's up. Lads, I'm sorry, we will get the same on Saturday, same team. The Anfield Roar. Yep, Gomez is no centre-back. Kwanzaa is no right-back. This is why we fucking need quality players in the... Look, if you're going to If you want to win things, you know, if you want to win things, you look at Klopp. Now, on a shoestring, Klopp won the Champions League and he won everything on a shoestring. But they were all gelled together. But we didn't invest until the likes of the midfields, including Fabinho, Henderson, Milner was well past the stage. He should have gone 5 fucking years before, in my opinion. And I've said that. I said that 7 years ago when he, you know, he's gone now 2 years. But I said that. I said, get rid of him. Let's bring in a quality young player. And people were moaning at me. I'll go away. Well, Millie's great. Fuck off. Anyway, but that's me. That is me. And we need quality. We need a quality bench. I said to you, Shano, I said the bench was just you. I said, but anyway, I said, did you look at the bench against Manchester City? It was fucking terrible. We've always had bad benches. I was looking at the Barcelona game, 4-0. Did you see the bench? Fuck me. There was only Ronaldo who was decent on that bench. The rest, you know, Woodburn. We had fucking Woodburn on the bench. We had that, what's his name? Fucking Brewster. We had him on the bench. And these are the type of players that would never be at a level of anything we're adding now today. And the same goes for some players today on the bench.
Yeah.
This is why we haven't got any quality on the bench. We've got them in the, you know, the first team. They don't get injured. But, you know, I get called a moaner.
No,
what's wrong with me saying we need quality players? We need to spend. We need to invest on the pitch, not on fucking stands.
But do you know what, Frank? I don't think you're moaning. I think you're just. I mean, that it just goes to show the passion of us as fans, Liverpool fanatics. Let's say we love the club. We want the club to do well, and even if they draw, we're not happy with that. And that just goes to show that we have a high expectation of the club. Like the Shankly way, you know, if you're first, you're first. If you're second, you're nothing. And I mean, we want to see the very best for our club, but you can't do that, you know, each and every game when you have the bench that we have. And again, going back to your comment about Gravenberch has been probably one of the best out there in position this year.
Every game.
But he's played every game, and he's bound to.
Game. He's terrified to leave him out. That's what tells me.
Oh, of course he is.
He's terrified to leave him out.
Exactly. So that's the problem. That's the problem. Now, I mean, a comment there. We've lost McAllister. McAllister's out. That's a massive loss.
Of course it is.
Massive loss.
Because we know what Everton are going to do. They're playing the last game in a derby at Goodison before they move next season. And they're just going to kick us. They're going to be up for it, especially after the 4-0 win tonight. They're going to be up for it. We're no wolves, like, you know, put it that way. But they're going to be kicking us all over the place. Like every derby game, they just want to kick us. IBR, I think this is a very good point. I'm going to go through some here. This was the first game where Sloot did some tactical mistakes.
Yeah. And
playing Quansah at right back was a schoolboy error. Spot on, that's what we've been saying. Yusuf says, get Edison from Atalanta, I'd say.
I was impressed with. I saw him play.
Sloot out. I've got to go through these.
Stop.
He's laughing. No, he's joking. You know what I mean?
I know.
No, I'm not you. I mean some of the chat. You know, some of the young lads. Callum. Let's can't wait for the derby set up perfectly. Set up perfectly. Everton win. We drop points. Come on, Redmen. That's our little cow. The Anfield Roar. Curtis Jones is the only player who came into this side that did anything. Darwin Núñez can fuck off. It's not me, it's him.
I'm blessing him, not you.
Oh, I'm glad you're blessing him.
Yeah.
Back to the crap Portugal league with you. He adds nothing. Can't finish. Cannot link play. Can't pass. And Darryl agrees. He's done here. Yep. Núñez out, says Callum. I'm going right down, boys. I'm going right down. There's Dorothy. Hiya, Dorothy. Keller has been brilliant for us. I understand he made a basic mistake tonight, but come on. He's made some sterling save. Yeah.
Exactly.
No one's saying really anything, Dorothy, honestly, because we know that he's, the penalty against, you've only got to look at last week, penalty against Real. Put it that way.
He's the first Liverpool goalkeeper in 115 years that's made consecutive saves, penalty saves in I think 3 or 4 games. So you can't really say anything bad about that.
No. And don't forget, the best goalkeeper in the world, Ali, he's made a few mistakes.
Of course he has.
In this time. The Anfield Road, Darryl, he is useless. He's talking about Núñez. I've had enough. He says it every week, though. I've had enough of him. I saw Isaac tonight take the piss out of us, while Darwin took the piss out of himself. Sell. We will be lucky to get a fiver for him. And he's angry. He's put that little gif up. Well, what the fucking called? Anyway, Christopher. Hi everyone, the draw was probably right result. Poor first half, great second half. That's
funny. Yeah.
Agree, Rob. Did you see his pass building up to the equaliser? Lucky boy.
Don't know about luck.
Honestly. Yeah, let's see. I've got two comments here. Let's see. Give Salah whatever the hell he wants, money-wise, right now, says Leader Wiz. Yep. And Lee Brazy says, hiya Lee, anyway. I think Sloot got the starting lineup wrong today. Should have started with Trent and played him for 60 minutes. And Diaz on the left wing with Gapco up front. Newcastle isn't a team to take chances with, as in playing Quansah out of position on the right to see if it worked. Again, and so I forget who said it. It's not time to experiment. Did say it was a very good point. LFC needs to sign Salah ASAP. What are they waiting for? If it wasn't for him this season already, where would we be? Absolutely. That's a great comment.
Yeah.
They're all great comments, to be honest.
David Ornstein and The Athletic have been releasing quite a lot of articles about the contract. So you know that something is going on, but what is anyone's guess?
Callum. Chiesa played today. Guess where? In the under-21s. Sleepy. Núñez days are surely numbered. It's like playing with 10 men.
I wouldn't agree with that. I mean, we were only talking about in the last game, how he comes back and defends and does well there. So
And Brian says, time to move on to Saturday, lads. Is this the starting 11 good enough? Is this starting 11 good enough? Performing that way to get 3 points? I don't think so. Same type of aggression against us on and off the pitch. Núñez must be dropped. And
Frank, can I say something about a comment that's just after coming in?
Go on. Have I seen it? Have I read it out?
No. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 from the bottom.
I can't see them, you see.
Yeah, I want to address this guy once and for all.
Okay, well, let's go down. You can address him then.
Okay.
JC phoned me up and he said, I'm taking the dog for a walk. I said, okay. He said, what time are you starting? I said, we're supposed to be at 10.
Yeah.
I forgot all about that. It was a 7:30 kickoff. Callum says, I'd start dance. Right, let's see the outfield role. These players, when games like this happen, like Gakpo and Núñez and Diaz, to point where the fuck are they? Salah should have their wages because they are never there. And Callum says, Frank and Sean, honestly, when do we bring in Dans? Sloop needs to bring him in. I'm getting sick of no goals from the number 9. Yes, and he is a proper number 9. I like Dans. I think he's fabulous, to be honest. I really do. I'm not just saying that. Right, let's get down. It's not Ali Danoush's. I'll just say hello to him. Kelleher made a mistake. Ali made many as well. We need to be happy with the result. Heads up and prepare for Everton. There will be harder. We made a draw. We didn't lose it. It's okay. There you go. And the Polo Mint. Invisible Núñez. See, everyone is, they're not happy. They're not happy. We could easily be within 3 points by January. And that's why I said January.
We would have been in a very good position if we had won tonight.
Yeah, well, you had the lads, didn't you, saying about the cheapskates and about Curtis Jones. No, I wouldn't go along with that. Noah Hyde, I think. Was it Noah Hyde or someone?
Noah Hyde, yeah. Elliott and Keller. Keller, like, come on.
Those rotated and only Curtis Jones performed. That's what champions need. Others to contribute, absolutely. So is this our Paul Bear, me mate? Good evening, lads. 3 tough games in a week. Thought we'd done excellent. Newcastle, decent team at home. Oh, Myra Page. Lovely Myra. Oh, she's gone. The game is not the same or starts the team or stars, but those bar hard, supporters. We're all great, supporters. We're not like. Oh, great to see you, Myra. It's great to see you today as well. Before I had to leave, unfortunately. I don't like that Jones fella. He's a rat. He married a Russian girl. He had 3 little children. One, I think, was only 9 months old, and he got off with another Russian girl, a younger one. And the girl was lovely. He used to put her on a podcast. And I'm talking about this Jones fella. He used to be called Earl Grey. I used to subscribe to.
Alex Jones.
What?
Is it Alex Jones you're talking about?
No, I forget his fucking name. But it's Jones anyway.
American.
I just don't like him. He's a rat to me. He left his wife and children. he was just snide about it as well. You know, he's pretending to go and do a podcast out and about, you know what I mean? And he ran off with this girl. And I thought, you prick. Left his wife and 3 little babies. 3 little babies. We should take him for everything he's fucking got, the prick.
Bald-headed fella.
No, he's not bald. He used to call himself Earl Grey.
All
And he
right.
must have said something to someone, you know. And this fella, and he went on the chat, not tonight, you know, just I'm going back last year or the year before. And this fella said, I'm coming for you. Saying that to me. It must have been a Russian. He said, I'm coming for you.
Jesus.
Oh, yeah. He said, I just don't like him. I went off at them, you know. Anyway, Ali the Noose, when we win, team win. When we lose, is Nunez's fault. Since 2023, I heard the same thing over and over again. I will not blame a player who gives everything for the team, even if he doesn't score. David Renshaw, Gordon should have done. What's that? Should have done
his first half.
Oh, done us. Should have done his first half.
Mm.
Gordon should have done his first half. No. Gordon can't. I think he was pissed off because we didn't want him. The game is not the team nor the stars, but those bar hardy supporters. Yes. Oh yeah, look, is our Darwin. Darwin the goat. Do you guys still believe in my boy Darwin? It's not a matter of us. You wanna read? Just go up the comments. Scroll up the comments to the comments. See what you think. And Paul says, "Come on, Redmen, keep the faith. We are, Paul. We are. We're just talking about quality.
Quality.
Jeffrey Hunt. What are they?
This
Carlyle should be sold. Granddad. See?
Yeah.
Yeah. Remember this fella?
I do remember this fella. This is the fella that I wanted to address. This guy should really get a life and respect his elders. You know, because he'd probably be younger than us. Probably.
He's just an arsehole, you know. He isn't close to arseholes. I don't agree. Arseholes, he can't even spell fucking Callahan.
Or I mean, granddad. 2 separate words.
Yeah.
God
See, he's not all there. He's not like very good with his grammar, shall we say?
Or anything else.
Yes. So you can say what you want, Jeffrey. Is that your name, or is it? You know, have you misspelled your surname there?
I'd say his first name is Mike.
Oh, that's right, Mike Hunt. Yeah, that's why he calls himself Jeffrey. Mike Hunt. Well, that's what that fella's name is as well, Mike Jones. You know, I was telling you about.
Yeah.
You know, the prick. Darwin says he's getting so much hate. I'm heartbroken for him. He gave his best. No one says that he doesn't give his best, though. See, what fans look at is he does give his best. I'll go along 100% with that. I'm being honest with you, Darwin. He does give it 100%. But the point is, you know, if you give it 100%, you know, you should be doing a bit more because we bought him as a striker, as a goal scorer, but he's not doing it, unfortunately, especially this season.
I have some news for you, Frank.
What?
We have Daryl on the stream.
Okay, I know.
Come get him on.
Do you know this, lad?
Star Edge TV.
Gakpo, the only one style of play, can't even beat a defender or make a creative pass for others to score. And the Anfield Road to Darwin, sorry, bro, he isn't the one.
Gakpo is a great player. What are you talking about? He's had a great season.
Look at Mike Conte, yeah. Are you managing to keep on? Got more money than you, fella. Got more money than you. You'll ever fucking have.
And the other, do you know what he has? Do you know what he has as well? The respect of other people.
Oh yeah, he has got
the respect of other people.
Yeah.
People talk about Frank in Auckland, New Zealand. Who's going to remember you?
Oh yeah, that's true. Yeah.
There you go.
Ariotti. He's speaking about you over there.
How do you like them for apples, what?
Jesus. Jimmy Kimmel spoke about me over in America.
Fucking Jimmy Kimmel, for God's sake. 4 corners of the world.
There you go. There you go. Stephen Graham, Jimmy Kimmel, and Steve Buscemi.
Jeez, I didn't know you had Steve Buscemi, but you also have followers in Africa, South Africa.
Yeah, like our lovely
Mighty Reds and Myra. Yeah.
Anyway, let's fuck him off. I'm sorry to swear, Myra. I've got the priest. There to bless.
There's some whoppers, all right, Paul.
David Redshaw, you're going on like you have lost. Yes, it seems like that, mate. It does seem like that. We should have beat them. You give all our predictions. We all said we were going to win, and it does feel like a defeat. That's how good we are. That's how good we are, David Redshaw. That's how good we are. It is like a defeat.
Especially when you're playing so well. Do you know what I mean? That's the high standard that and there's nothing wrong with having a high standard. Nothing wrong with it.
We played Real Madrid last week and sorted them, put them to bed. We played Manchester City on Sunday, put them to bed.
Spanked them.
Yes.
Like Jeffrey Hunt's mother and father should be doing to him right now.
Yes.
Put them across the knee.
Yes. Exactly. My cunt. So you see, it's just like what we expect, what we expect us to win. And we do moan about it because we should have won. We should have won. It's as simple as that. And if you can't say like, it's great, that, isn't it? I don't want to be a neutral looking at Liverpool. Oh, not a great game, 6 goals. Should have beaten them. We've got a right to have our say. Ali Danoush and Romania. He's in Romania. Remy Abbas loves money. Probably he has to wait to hit the jackpot. He always talked about the money.
But you name any football agent that isn't in that same category. You know.
Accrington Stanley have just offered a pint of milk for Darwin and said, thank God for that. We thought we'd only get 2 eggs. And there's your thing there, Darwin, there's your thing, there's your... Yeah, do you know what? I was watching some football today and, it's hitting that Nagog was in it. And I thought, he's just come out and said the name David Nagog. Even Salah and Nunes tried to assist each other and not ultra selfish. When Darwin came in last match, Virgil immediately ran past the whole midfield to give a through pass to me. Sorry about. And Youssef says he's a troll. Of course he's a troll. No. So I can put up with trolls. I can put up with anyone, but arseholes.
Frank, we have a guest on.
Have we?
Mm-hmm.
Where? Oh, Daryl.
I was trying to say it to you. Yeah. Hey, there you are.
Well, there he is. Hiya, Daryl. You okay?
Hey, Frank.
I'm
How are you?
I'm awfully sorry, Daryl. Okay, mate.
It's been a long time.
Yeah, it has. Are you getting there? That's the main thing.
Yeah, just about.
I know, mate. So, just let me read out, please, a couple of comments, please. Anfield Raw, Ali Noose, 85 million for a striker that is working hard, effing great. Where's the goals or ability? You know what a striker is supposed to do. Goals. Excuse making for his rubbish contributions. And Cody says, Kelleher is a great goalkeeper. It's just that today was not his day. And the IBR, I know he lives in Russia. He's a prick. Know all about him, IBR. I don't like him.
Well, must check him out. I don't know who you're talking about, Frank.
I go on a different stream. I go on different streams, mostly political. You know what's going on. You know the truth. That's what I call it, rather than the propaganda and the rubbish that you get on the mainstream news, BBC. Terrible. Anyway, and I was following him for about 2 years. And all of a sudden, he just got up with this girl. And it was shocking. He left a baby, 3 little babies he left. And I thought, fuck you, prick. Anyway. Thanks, IBR. I know that. I know. Mike Jones, his name is, like Mike Cunt. He's got a name like Mike Cunt. So, and
Darren, you're going to have to help me with all these blessings here, because I mean he's on overtime with the cursing. Overtime with the cursing.
Well, the old friend, will you bless him?
Yeah. There you go. There you go, Anfield.
Nunes staying on over Gapco was shocking. That's Trent, my guy. Referee is man of the match.
Referee had a bad game.
The Liverpool video, unfortunately, the impact without Konate is immense. I agree with you. I totally agree with you. And our lovely Dorothy says, tell him to go and get a dictionary as well.
We've lost Dale or Darrell.
Yeah, he's gone. Must have got fed up with us.
I'll just check there.
No, we're not doing that. Honestly, we're not doing that, mate. We're not doing that. We're not doing it at all. We're just saying, you know, it's like a defeat. I said that at the beginning. We should have won it. No matter what, you know, you can disagree with me that we should, you know, oh no, we shouldn't have won it. If you want to agree with that, then fine.
I mean, guys, you're forgetting that, like, if you were in a pub and you were watching that, or let's say even better still, you were at the game and you were watching that, and you're there with your friends, you're obviously going to talk about the game, aren't you? You're going to say, that was bloody crap, that was dreadful, that was this, that was... So there's no difference here. So it's not that like we are, calling the players out or jumping on the bandwagon of attacking the players of the club or Sloot. We're not doing any of that.
No.
But we are giving feedback as to what we saw in the game, where we are lacking. Also, the fact that Kanate is missed. Also, the fact that if Nunes had
Allison's missed, you know. Allison's missed.
Yes,
Franco's
Allison is missed. Yeah.
Potter's missed.
Yeah.
You know, we've got no players that are injured. This is what we're saying. We've got to compensate for those players with quality. This is why we haven't invested. Did we invest last summer? Just let me know. Yes, always did, didn't we? It was an appeasement signing. That's what I say, an appeasement signing. What's he doing? He hasn't fucking played. And what does young Callum say? He's been observing. He said, "Oh, we played for the under-21."
Yeah, but as Paul Burke says, it's constructive criticism, and it's just talking about what we saw, and that's it. I mean, it's not like as if we're going to burn our jerseys and have Sloot out and I mean, that's just nonsense.
But our Ali says to the Anfield, I play football as a pro. It's not easy to run all the game front and back. He is a hard-working player, or they just need to sell him, and I want to see who you will blame then. Well,
I think you're taking us up wrong, Ali.
That's a bit harsh, that, Ali. Honestly, that's a bit harsh, to be honest. You know, it's all opinion. We know that he runs and runs and runs, but
I just made that comment a few minutes ago.
Sorry?
I just made that comment a few minutes ago. So I don't know. I did. I said it was great to see him against City run back and do defensive duties.
Yeah. And against Real.
And against Real. So, and the Real game was probably, or was it the City game, was probably the best game he ever played for us. So, I've actually stood up for Darwin Núñez.
We all have.
I'll back him for as long as he's a Liverpool player, but there comes a time where you might need to say, is he what we need? Is he giving us everything we need? And if not, then we can't be sensitive Nellies and say, oh, well, look, we'll keep him on, because that's not it. There's no player bigger than Liverpool Football Club. We're not criticizing them. We're not insulting them. We're not going online and
Well, Brian says, I'd like your comments on this. Brian says, to be fair, mate, I looked at these two games more than the Madrid and City games and felt we had to be at full tilt. Even before tonight, I'm afraid of the knock-on now for Saturday with that defence. I feel it. I think he'll change the defence. Trent will be there. You can name the defence.
Well, I would have Trent. I would have, I was going to say Kanate. I would have Trent. I would have Virgil. I would have Gomez. And I would have Robertson. That would be my defence. I would have Kwanzaa on the bench and maybe put him on for either Gomez, or I'd put him on for Gomez. I wouldn't take off Virgil for any love nor money, and that's it.
See, with the height of Kwanzaa, he's a tall lad. Even the idea, for the likes of their centre forward, Calvin Lewis, or whatever his bloody name is, the fella who wears dresses, he might play in our ears. He might give us a rare chance. Calvin Lewis, he's good in the air, that kid.
Frank, Daryl said that he had to go because of his signal on his phone. He said that he'll get the laptop for Saturday.
Jay says, My YouTube's gone nuts and took me off your video and played a different one. Is that when we won?
It's probably the adverts, is it?
No, he said that, he's watching the match and, he couldn't, it just went off. Couldn't get it back on.
That's another thing, Frank, I wanted to say to you. When you type in Frank Carlyle, it'll come up video archives of old videos that you've done. It's very difficult to actually find your channel.
Do you know what? I love Dorothy. And Myra. Look at that. Jeffrey Cunt. Oh, wait, I didn't mean to say that. My cunt. I'm sorry. Get off the podcast, you imbecile.
Couldn't have said it better myself, Dorothy. Although Frank had to go one extra.
I had a phone call from the Czech Republic today. And it was that Pavel lad.
Oh, right.
Him on the phone, and he's coming over. So I've sent you my address and number and that, So he's going to come and visit me. We're playing Fulham. He's coming over for the Fulham game with his lad. He's a big lad, his lad, I remember him as a baby. His lad, Jacob, he's made up that he has a little son just being born. And I said, how old is he now? He said 15.
Jesus.
And he speaks better English than me. I said, oh, well, that's good. Talk to him then, not you. Look, the Anfield, Ali Noose. Okay, you love Nunes. Go for it. I'll critique him. You can defend him. And he will always be awful. Paul Burke, he's a mate, honestly. Last year, Nunes won the game against Newcastle. Everybody loved him. This is funny. Let's sell Nunes. That's it. People will chill then.
Ali, I think you're taking this completely out of context. We've been reading some of the chat here, and some people are calling out Nunes. Now, do you want us to read out the chat or not? And or should we just pick out the pro Nunes comments? Like, we even read Jeffrey Hunt's comment, which we probably shouldn't have. But like, at the end of the day, we have to remain impartial in some cases when we're reading out the comments, and then give our take on it.
Simple.
That's all we're doing.
And Paul says, some whoppers are late tonight, Frank.
Tell you, Paul.
There's Dino. Frank, 4th of December, top by 7. How can any red be? We're not disappointed. Honestly, Dino, we're not disappointed, mate. At the beginning, we said we should have won the game. And, people do feel deflated because, they think we should have won the game. That stupid equaliser, that goal by them. This is why it would have been great. Honestly, wouldn't it? Still would have been whatever. Anyway, that makes no difference tonight. Simply because
I don't like that comment. Any red being negative needs to do one.
Yeah, I don't understand that.
Dean,
are
you not disappointed that we didn't win?
Well, he's saying, he put us over by saying, I'd have taken a point before tonight. Think about the last few minutes. Was you taking 3 points?
Exactly. 83 minutes, and we were 3-2 up. So the almost this thing that you're forced to always be rainbows and sunshine and Teletubbies and all of that kind of thing. we can't always be positive. I mean, we're passionate Liverpool fans. We're disappointed that we didn't win because in 82 minutes we were 3-2 up.
And as Lee says, usually what suits us when winning and a few minutes left to play is to bring on the likes of Enzo or Samikas, keep that defensive way of playing with composure and possession, but he didn't do that. So.
He couldn't do that tonight because he had to get rid of. Didn't Kwanzaa come off, and Trent came on for him. So that, I mean, he was forced to make changes, and then I mean, he puts on Slobosly.
Yeah, look at this. Liverpool videos. Salah has 15 goals and 12 assists this season. It's early December.
It's incredible.
And he still hasn't signed his contract.
Still, yeah. Look, it's incredible.
It's great, isn't it? I love it, you know. Says Jay, you warm Grandad, dead hard comment that Frank's got an army behind him, me and me boys.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And you may bless me for that, Frank. Thank you.
Anytime. Anytime, brother. Brother Sean. Trent Alexander-Arnold is the first defender in the Premier League history to provide 60 assists, says Football Flashback. That's what we're talking about.
And still no contract.
Same as Mo, he's just come out there, you know, what he said about all these goals and millions of assists. And still no contract.
I'm just after reading another comment from Dean. He was giving out about people being negative. All the negative Reds can do one. And then he put up another comment there.
I haven't seen it.
I'll let you read out the other ones then and then get to his. That's funny. But Trent is, I mean, he's a great player. I mean, they all say that he can't defend. Well, Jesus. You know, it's great to have Bradley there when he's not injured.
Yeah. Trent, my guy. And he answering to Darwin, the GOAT. Now, I'm sorry, but you can't back Núñez anymore. This is an £85 million striker in his third season, and he can't hit a ball properly. Completely done with him. See, we're like people, you know, still backing Darwin, you know, because they say, you know, he does everything, and to his best of ability. I'm being honest, you know, that's it. But you can't, like, you buy a striker. Look at, I tell you what, look at Bayern Munich. And they bought Harry Kane, and he's putting them in left, right, and centre. You get the likes of Ireland, you know, that good-looking Hollywood superstar face. You know, and he's banging them in. And, you know, he scored 35 last season, and the City fans are saying he's crap. I don't know. And Peter Davis says, we are 8 points clear, boys. Let's beat the Blue on the weekend. Up the Red Men, lad. Yes,
absolutely, Peter. Yeah, absolutely. Let's do it. Let's give them real memories now in Goodison Park.
Even the man commentators are paid by FSG immediately when Núñez missed that sitter. They dish out all the stats about him and Haaland comparison like a cheap car salesman. Good lad, that's a correct comment. We go along with that. Lee Brady. Bad day at the office. right from the off, they pressed us a lot. My fave, Gravenberch, was all over the place.
Yeah.
Many of them were. All looked nervous, kicking the ball anywhere and hope. Nunes looked so slow when he usually has such pace. That's a good point.
Mhm.
And he did. That's the first time someone said that. Unfortunately, it was one of them games, and hopefully a rare one at that. 3 points at Goodison, yeah. At Goodison, yes.
That's a very good point.
I'm not going to be negative on that, honestly. I'm going to go right down.
I just hope you can see Dean's second comment.
And yeah. The City of Madrid games took care of themselves, lads. These tough away games, we have to go with the same aggression, yes, and strength, yes. I think sometimes we think we don't think. We have it with us away. Of course we have it away. We did that. We've been winning away. We've got that mentality. We don't like to lose. Anyway, Myra says, Frank, it's game plan, strategy. You know your opponent's weakness, each of the players. This is the box as tops of the rugby chaplains. See, she's a Springbok fan because she's South African, you see. Great South African team. And that's what, even she, Myra knows.
She's just leaving there. See you, Myra.
Is she going?
She's going there, yeah.
Oh, Myra, see you soon. See you I don't know. She mentioned, on the stream that I was following today, tonight, just before. And she said, I like the pods on Friday. Hope you join us on Friday again, Myra, please. Hope you there join us, because I'll be giving some of the same as I gave last Friday, by the way. Sorry, Frank, couldn't word it that better. Great to see you, Daryl, mate. How's the wee man? He's gone, unfortunately. Frank floats where he wants. Thanks, Jay. I'm going to go right down. Oh, there he is. Sorry, Frank, Sean. Oh, my signal's playing up. I'll get on my laptop for Saturday. Just wanted to say, hey, everyone, I missed you all. Oh, that's lovely. I should have just learned talking.
Oh, Jesus, Frank.
But you don't realise that they're going to go off.
Yeah, sure, you're not to know. I wouldn't worry about it. He still loves you.
Yeah, he's great, is Daryl, unfortunately. Right.
That's a good point, Lee.
Don't worry, Daryl, if you're still there. I've just seen your message to Charlotte. Sell Nunes to Spain, Italy, bring in Marmouche. At first, I thought it'd be Jota that gets moved on, but it just can't be, even with his injury issues. You can't. That's another thing about Jota. A fucking big monster fell on him and broke his ribs. You don't class that as like a normal injury.
Yeah.
You can't do that. He was great this season. Scored our first goal, didn't he? This new season. Arsenal back singing our song, Allez, 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 for fuck's sake. The league is theirs now. Again, players with kids on the pitch. Seeing Isaac tonight made me really think, says the Liverpool videos. Imagine having that as a striker. Well, I think you'd have to wish for him, because he won't be moving anywhere, that lad.
Wouldn't be cheap either.
No. And we haven't got the money to buy him.
We have the money. We just won't spend it.
And Callum says, yeah, that Calvert Lewin, bullied the centre backs last time. Did. But we always beat them. Trent Nunes has had more yellow cards than goals this season.
I tell you, McAllister is bloody racking up the yellow cards as well. So
let's see what the outfield says. Callum, when Chris Woods and Wizard at Brentford have scored more in 3 seasons than an £85 million signing, it speaks volumes. Even Jackson at Chelsea has adapted in 1 season, and yet Darwin we must love.
okay, well, Anfield. Let's look at that. Okay, so let's look at Gakpo, how many goals he scored, or Diaz, how many goals he scored, and look at Salah, how many goals he scored. Now, how many from Brentford or Chelsea have scored? If you were to round out or count the amount of goals that each striker has scored, let's say 2 from Brentford, 2 from Chelsea, and 2 from Liverpool. Let's go for Salah and Nunes. I guarantee you we would still have more goals than any of them. So, I mean, it's about, obviously, he doesn't just, he contributes in the game. He just doesn't score as many goals as Salah. Very difficult to do that.
Yeah.
And Bobby was the exact same.
Yes. You know, Bobby.
Legend.
False 9.
Yeah, exactly.
Unbelievable player. Great player. And Dean says, obviously, I'd love the three, mate, honestly. But context is more important. Only us and City have taken anything from St James's out of the top sides. Arsenal lost. I was more worried about tonight and Saturday than I was against City. And I said before tonight, if we take 4 points from these 2 away games, then that is an excellent return. So what you're saying that we should go and beat Everton because we've taken 1 tonight. So we should go and beat Everton to make it the 4 points, as you said, Dean.
We could, but I mean that's a fair enough point that you've made, Dino. But you've also said before that you said Nunes is shite. but your first comment was, any red that is negative should do one. You were negative about Nunes. Do you know what I mean? So, I guess, everyone is entitled to their opinion. I'm disappointed we didn't get the 3 points. And I'm not taking it out of context. In the 82nd or 3rd minute, with 8 minutes to go, we were 3-2 up. And to let that lead slip and drop 2 points is a bitter pill to swallow. That's all I'm saying.
It is. And the lovely Myra, take care, everyone. Good night, Myra. Thank you. And thanks for your wonderful comments today about the pod. Really lovely. Made me evening, to be honest. It really did. Thank you so much. Did you hear AGT Alex from the Cop TV said we will win the league after the City result? Don't you think it was too early to say that? No, I said we should. Like I've said, we should win the league. We were 11 points clear. I said we should win the league. We can afford to drop points. We can afford them. And tonight we did. But we should have won. We should have gained a 3, if you know what I mean. We should never have been in for.
I mean, Frank, I look at those points as that's all well and good, but until it's mathematically impossible for anyone to beat us, then we should just keep going as if we're 1 point behind or 1 point ahead. We shouldn't really be even thinking about that. That's my view.
No, I think it's a good point you just made.
I think we get too distracted by that.
Yes.
And then we get complacent. And I think tonight was and again, Dean, I hope you don't mind me saying this, I'm not being negative, but I think tonight was a good example of being complacent.
And the Anfield saying people blaming Jota's injury records as a reason to love Nunes needs a retake. Nunes, even given Jota's limited game time, it would never be Jota. I agree there. Jota is a great finisher.
Yeah, he's good. Yeah.
Great finisher is Al Jota. Noah Hyde. Selling Nunes is not the issue. It's FSG, cheap 10 million punt like he is incoming. That's what I agree with you. No, I agree with you, lad, honestly. I said it at the beginning, that even before he signed, I said it when I was saying, we're interested in this fella. He said, no. So I agree with you there. Good shout. And for Shawno, did we buy a contributor or an 85 million striker? Have you answered this one?
No, I haven't answered it.
Used to do much more. I'm comparing him to these lower players because he isn't even getting their numbers. I've heard this comparison over. You see, can I say so? Without having a go really at Darwin. Suppose Jota was in that position for those chances Mr. Darwin had. Do you think, even half of the chances that Darwin's had, do you think he would have put half of them away, Jota?
You're asking me, or you're asking chat?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
Me, I do. I do think Jota would Jota is a better finisher, but I mean that's not me being anti Nunes or being negative.
We're not anti Nunes at all. We're just saying what do you put up? Go on.
I do think Anfield Roar that people get so caught up in the price tag of a player. And yes, if you pay 85 million to 100 million for a striker, you expect goals galore. Absolutely. When you look at the comparisons of Haaland and himself and what have you. So I get that. But when you have a team like ours and you have 3 up front, you have a winger, the Egyptian king, that is just blown shit out of the water, records and whatnot. And you look at the contributions and the assists that Nunes provides, and then what he does running back to do defensive duties, you have to say he does contribute. Obviously, we're pissed off that he missed that sitter. Of course we are. Because he took his eye off the ball. And it was such an easy tap in. But I also remember Fernando Torres missing an absolute sitter when he had beaten the keeper and there was not a sin or soul near him. And he still managed to kick the ball out and not score. Was he a shit player? Absolutely not. So, I think there is. I mean, we can look at price tag. We can look at all of that. Would I expect to get more out of him? Absolutely. I won't lie to you. But we have a new manager now, a new style of playing. If that's going to suit Núñez, if that's going to make him score more goals or not, remains to be seen. So far, he's not racking up the numbers. I mean, he was only talking about Slabasai not, hitting the numbers he wants him to hit. So Sloot knows, and I'd say he'll make a decision one way or another.
And to cheer you all up, whoever's still doing our fantasy football, there's the watch. Still there. Perpetual motion. Fantastic watch. It's very heavy. It's very thick as well. Look, that's the thickness of it. I can't see my arm around, my hands around.
We see it, Frank.
Oh, can you see it?
Don't be hurting yourself.
That's the back. You see all the works and everything else. And there's the wines there. You don't need to buy batteries or anything. It's a great watch. It'll be fantastic. Whoever wins it.
Well, I have a little scenario for you, Frank, without stirring up some shit. Because let's just say the other league that I created for the Champions League, no one has joined. I joined the other one that's still there, and they don't carry on my points or the points I could have had from past. So I literally got 26. They're all 200 and 300 and 400, whatever. But you have an issue here where both the watch and the program could go to Jake. So I don't know whether I don't know what you want to do. So the person in second
second place.
Place.
How about that? And that's what you can win with the Champions League fantasy. A signed program by Mo Salah himself of the Champions League final in Madrid in 2019, and Mo scoring the first goal. Do you think we should get his contract and sign it? Mo?
Oh, Jesus, wouldn't that be great? Yeah, will you sign this for me, Mo? And it'll be a contract, 4-year contract.
£1 million a week.
£1 million a week, yeah, straight out of John W. Henry.
Do you know? You know as much as me, Frank, how much them C's will be up for Saturday. Last derby at their current. Yeah, that's what I was saying before, Dino. They'll be up, they'll be kicking the hell out of us, I'm telling you now. I'm under no illusions how tough it will be. But if, and I mean if, then 4 points is a great return for 2 tough away games. Totally agree. Honestly, Dino, totally agree.
No, I'm gonna Noah Hyde. I'm gonna have to take you to task on this one.
This one here
is the last comment here. I have to take you to task on that one. There's no one been as critical of FSG than myself. I got absolutely slaughtered online. I had a group called Fenway We Come Not to Pay. You may have heard it or not. I don't know. I got slaughtered for it. Frank has talked about it on his show repeatedly, right? So you're talking about the state of fans channels not discussing the whole football and game and just sell Núñez and ignore the many reasons why, besides the rare opportunity misses, this is the FSG era good day. We're talking about the match, right? There's nothing that we can do about FSG.
But he brings it up. The lad brings it up, no I.
Like what?
No,
what do you want us to do? Talk about FSG all the time?
He brought Darwin into the equation, and I'm trying to talk about. I wanted to talk about Curtis Jones. Curtis, his goal, everything.
Amazing.
You know, the likes of Dean O'Brien. You know, he goes the game. He's there every week. And he said, 4 points are brilliant. We agree. But when someone comes on and goes on about Núñez, these are opinions.
But he wants us just to discuss FSG only, obviously. I mean, like I was accused of being an FSG hater first and a Liverpool fan second, and it's the other way around. And these owners are just custodians of this great club for the time being. I will always love Liverpool Football Club. I will always care for Liverpool Football Club. I will support them win.
Being taken up by YouTube. I don't know what happened there. As Ali the Noose says, yeah, there he is, back again.
Did I just get kicked out?
Yeah, I never kicked you out.
But what I was just saying, Frank, is that I'd support Liverpool win, lose or draw, regardless of who the owners are, because the owners are a separate entity. That's it. So, people have been talking about Núñez, and we're just bringing that up. We're talking about the player's performance. That's it.
Callum, MI5 has arrived to get you.
It's about bloody time.
Ali the Noose says, as a Liverpool fans, we see a team, a group of players, joy. FSGC only business. Yes.
Exactly.
A good one. They are not like Chelsea owners who spend $2 billion they don't fucking spend anything. They are owners. You can't see. No one compares anything with anything. It's just that I'm not fucking interested, Ali. I'm not interested in Manchester City's owners, Chelsea's owners, or anybody fucking else's owners. I'm interested in our owners. Our owners who don't seem to invest on the pitch. They gave $700 fucking million to a baseball player last week. Just think about that. 700 million. There's one of our greatest players, one of the greatest legends, still playing today. We're witnessing every game. Mo Salah, he hasn't even had a fucking day. Why are they ignoring him? See, they just fucking leave it up to two pricks. Richard Hughes, sorry. And
Edwards.
Martin Edwards. They just leave it up to them. Listen, Mo, you're not worth that anymore.
But the other thing, Ali and Noah Hyde, is this. You may remember maybe about 10, 11 years ago, James Pearce at the time was working with the Fenway Echo, as I call them, Liverpool Echo. And he was going on about someone superimposing his face and John W.'s face on Jake Gyllenhaal and what's his face?
I'm sorry there. Look at this. LeBron James.
Of course. Yeah. But going back to what I was saying, I want to touch on that as well. The other thing is that so James Pearce was going on about someone superimposing him on Jake Gyllenhaal and Heath Ledger's face, Brokeback Mountain. That was me. That was me that did that because I thought he was an FSG puppet, and I still do. Right? That was me. Empire of the Cop, they talked about a fan page leaking the court documents about the sale of Liverpool to FSG and the email correspondence to and from John W. Henry and the rest of NESV, which they were called New England Sports Venture, now FSG. We leaked that. Now, it was there for the public to see, but we leaked it. So I've been talking about FSG for God knows how long, while everyone was saying, oh, that they're saviors. Now, I know Frank, it wasn't like that. But there's only so much we can do about talking about FSG. We've just played a game. I don't want to be talking about FSG when we just played a game. You know, so you're saying, forgive me for having a decent footballing brain. If the AM is not good enough to dominate, if the AM is not good enough to dominate and provide, no striker is going to prosper unless we are going for long balls. So you're saying that myself and Frank don't have a good footballing brain, or the rest of the chat?
I wasn't going to read that out, but
that's some fucking brain you got.
And as Callum says, isn't Joseph?
Do you want me to talk while you take that?
Hang on, go ahead. Hey, man. What?
This is the Revenue Tax Commissioner. You haven't paid your taxes.
Say that again. Where? Why? What's wrong? Oh.
Frank, put
right?
Mute. Put yourself on mute. Yeah, sorry about that, guys. I think Frank is just going to go now. Okay, so I'll talk very quietly while Frank is taking that call. Hopefully I'm not disturbing him too much. He can give me a hand signal if I am. Darwin the Goat says, guys, I promise you Darwin will come good. He needs our love. If he gets a 10 run of games where he starts, he will show the doubters wrong. How many more games does he need, Darwin the Goat, for you to make a fair assessment, or for him to get any, critical feedback? That's what I want to know. Anfield Roar says, Darwin the Goat, we're not talking about him anymore. You and Noah just moaned about it, so change the record. Ali the Noose says John Henry is calling. Noah Hyde 72 says the benchmark to win the league now is Odegaard and Cole Palmer. GA levels to win the league, not stay fourth. We're first. Noah Hyde 72. We're first. Cody False 9. Guys, I think the sound cut out. I can't hear you. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Let me know if you can hear me. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? I'll just continue to read this out because I don't know whether you can hear me. Perfect. So I'm doing this like an Aegis, having a game of charades with you. Let me see the bench. Okay, guys, I think the sound cut off. Okay, I think three more seasons. I don't agree with that, Darren the Goat. 3 more seasons. How many seasons has he had already? I don't agree with that. He doesn't speak English fluently. He just needs to set more. But sure, like he's had plenty of time to settle and learn the language. I mean, we're not like unfortunately the Premier League is very cutthroat. He has to kind of hit the ground running, or he has to use his opportunities as he can. So that's it. Mo Salah has been involved in 75%, 21 over 28 of Liverpool's goals in the Premier League this season. Are we too over relying on Mo? Yes, which is why we need to get him a contract. This shouldn't have been left, first or the second week of December. It's crazy. Núñez is a good squad player, but a goal scoring 9. We need better, especially if Salah leaves. And everyone is saying yes, they can hear me. Aladinu says probably Premier League is not for Darwin. He scored a lot in Portugal for Benfica. He did, yeah, absolutely. I bet we will put Núñez on the transfer list. A lot of teams will try to get him. Same with Diaz. I don't want Diaz to leave. Are you kidding? Yes, I can hear you now, Shawnee. Oh, thank you. No, we can't. Liverpool, Cody False Night says, Liverpool videos, if I was Mo, I'd ask for 500k per week, looking at what he brings. And he'd probably be worth all of it. Ali Danush says, first season he scored a lot and had many assists. After that, I don't know what happened. I think that's what you're referring to, Núñez. Liverpool videos. I know we pushed hard for Gordon, but I'd rather have Isaac. He's insane. Link-up play is incredible, and he can finish. Yeah, great player. But I mean, we're not going to spend that money on someone like that, unfortunately. And I don't think Newcastle are going to want to get rid of him. So that's where we're at. Hopefully everything is okay with Francine and Frank there, because that didn't sound like a great call. Have we got any more comments? Yeah, look, I mean, guys, it's disappointing, obviously, that we didn't get 3 points and we dropped 2. Newcastle will be forced to get rid of Isaac if they don't get Europe. That's very true. Well, yeah, absolutely. But he may go abroad for that. You never know. Premier League never fails to entertain the refs. I know. I hope everything's okay, Frank, if you can hear me.
Yeah, everything's fine. My granddaughter fell. She was up in, I don't know where she was, and she fell. Her mother took her out for her, one of the Christmas presents.
Yeah.
And she fell, unfortunately. She has a test in school tomorrow, so I just said keep her off. Phone up the school, they'll understand.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But she's in Alderley Hospital.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, so she's okay though. She's only fell on her arm. I said to her, it'll be sprains, it won't be broken.
Yeah.
And I think so she'll be all right. Thanks anyway.
Well, I mean, it's best to just get it checked up, even though, I mean, sprains can be bloody sore. Very, very sore.
I thought he was mentioning me there.
Ref was Franco. I went through all of the comments there as far as as far as NYWA family.
I don't need a whiz kid. Thanks, Lee. Honestly. Sorry to hear that, Frank. Hope she's okay. Yeah, she's okay. You're worried, don't you, about your grandkids, especially when they're in Aussie and after going out for a little Christmas present. And Brian says, tell Francie we're asking. I will. I've told her, I said about Sean telling me to switch the phone off. And
yeah, I because I didn't know. I thought I didn't want to to kind of shout out because I didn't want Francine hearing me.
Yeah.
Mo
has overcome baldness and is glowing. Did you read that one out?
I didn't read that one out. I'll tell you, I wouldn't mind overcoming baldness.
That's great. That's fucking great.
Yeah.
Big up, Frank. Hope to have Jota back soon. Yes. And hope she is okay, lad. Francine has missed on it. I keep telling her to come down, but she's on bloody gigs. She's a comedian, is it? Blimey. I'm on a gig, Dad. Oh, okay.
Kayla asked Shano, who would you like to get in January if the player was available? Well, Zubimendi at this rate, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, Zubimendi, and I'd love that in Cappy. Remember, you know, they played down here, and he had Mo in his pocket.
Mm.
He had Mo in his pocket, but albeit like Mo gave 2 assists, you know. But he's a brilliant, and he can play left side as a centre back as well. Zubimendi and him. We don't need forwards. Honest to God, we don't need forwards. There's Mo doing the business.
Can I ask you?
The business. Go on.
Darwin the Goat said that they reckon. How long is Darwin at the club? Is it 3? Is this his 3rd season? I think this is his 3rd season. If anyone can answer that.
Yeah, it is his 3rd. You mean Nunes?
Nunes, yeah. So Darwin the Goat reckons. Darwin the Goat reckons we should give Darwin another 3 seasons. That's yeah.
Dad says, I'm well, lad. Hope you're doing well. And I thought. Dad says, get Balaba. Yeah, Balaba's a physical player. But I'd love that Zubimendi.
I think that's probably what we need to get now at this rate, but I don't know. I can't see us doing that in January.
I can't myself, but because I can't see them doing it in the summer. Never mind, January.
No. Someone made a very good point. Someone made a very good point that every December, the 27th, they put out this picture of Virgil holding the Liverpool jersey at the Christmas tree when he signed, and they reckon that what's going to happen is that the 3 players that are up for contract, that it's going to come out that what you said, that they're going to sign contracts and these are going to be as good as new signings, and then there'll be no signings in January. That's what this person said. So I don't know. I'm still off the belief that Trent is gone and that Mo. I'm not sure.
I know. We can't even think about that. I don't want to think about that. You know, I really don't.
No, neither do I.
Like Cody False 9, he says, "Let's see how ambitious FSG are for Liverpool," and you can't argue with that.
I could answer that question now.
For fucking years.
I could answer that question now.
Go on.
Cody, like a leopard never changes its spots. We have seen how ambitious FSG are for Liverpool. And we've constantly complained every transfer window. Now, if it was any other club, they'd be calling for those owners. And that's why there's such a divide in the fan base. And Kelly, yeah, there will be smoke screen, but you know, that's typical.
There'll be loads of spin, as you know. We get spun loads. Look, I'm an animal for journalism. An animal. And I've been an animal for years through journalism. That's why I don't follow any of the mainstream news, even sports journalists. They want clickbaits. You know what I mean? They want them. They want that. And people go on them, oh, look at this. You know, I just want players who I think will fit into Liverpool and will enhance the team, give Liverpool that strength. I really do. We don't need forwards. We really don't, because the lads are doing the job. No matter what, they are doing the job. And it's unfortunate that, you know, there's no investment with the likes of the defence, with the likes of midfield. And I mentioned it before, you know, we beginning of the season, even when Gravenberch was playing great, and I said weeks ago, you know, he could be burnt out. He could get burnt out, and look what happens.
Look what happens, yeah.
He's
And that's
playing the game.
And I mean, like I was listening to LFC TV there when my Fire Stick went on me, and they were saying the exact same. They were saying the exact same, that he looked burnt out. He wasn't his usual self. He wasn't playing all that well. So, you know, it's. I think Frank has been proven right there.
Yeah, because, you know, you look at, it all came to a head. Remember, I'm just saying that we've discussed this loads of times. It all came to a head with the lack of investment remember, when we had Nat Phillips and that Loney Kabak playing in the centre-back. Then we had Jordan Henderson.
Milner.
No, it was Fabinho in centre-backs.
No, but we had Milner. If you remember when we were playing Man City, we had Milner either right back or left back.
Yeah.
And it was...
And then with the burnt out, it wasn't Klopp's fault. People blame Klopp for that. And it wasn't his fault, because there was no investment. And he had to keep playing the same midfields week in, week out, and they were getting injured. And they weren't burnt out at the time. And that was Fabinho, that was Henderson, that was Milner as well. You know, Keita was a waste of time. Thiago was a waste of time. They was constantly injured. And people can't, like, you know, I think they've forgotten. And we were screaming out for midfielders. And they still never invested. Then all of a sudden they went, and then they brought in the likes of Endo. They brought in Szoboszlai and McAllister. They had to be replaced. But they did well. They did well for us last season. And they were new players. You know, they didn't know the system. Now they changed the system again. And look where we are. We're brilliant.
When you think of it, I mean, it was a completely different midfield.
Totally.
And they had to gel fairly quickly. And we were lucky that they did. So, you know, that says it all, really.
Let's see what Ali Danouche says. We also need a right back if Trent will leave. Bradley is great, but is not there to play one season. One left back maybe, but my opinion is that will not buy in the winter. Let's see if Salah and Virgil leave.
That's a good point. But you're forgetting a defensive midfielder as well.
I think Trent's mind is made up. He's leaving, baffles me, as we are on the up, and he's definitely going to win some medals next couple of years, but looks like he wants to go and play with his mate Bellingham. He's irreplaceable and generational. How could he break my? He could break my heart. He's Trent. But you've got his name there.
Going to break Frank's granddaughter's heart as well.
Yeah, because she sits there with a Trent shirt on. You know, she loves Trent.
Oh, bless.
She thinks he's great. She went from Mo Salad, singing Mo Salad down the wing, to Trent because she's grown up, you know, a bit more. But she still loves Mo. She still loves him. I hope he doesn't leave. I'm being honest. I really don't. And Brian says, remember Klopp said he didn't need new midfielders. Looking back at it, was this worst state? No, no, Brian. I have to come in there, and I'm not saying correct yet. And he was just going along. He didn't want to upset anybody. He didn't want to upset anybody because here's what he said. And you must remember this. And it was on the penultimate day. And he was in a press conference. And all of a sudden, he just went like that. To the journalists, you were right, I was wrong. And it was about midfielders. You were right. So, well, you've got to think, why did he say that? Albeit, though, you know, he never said, well, it's not my fault, it's FSG's fault for not investing, for not giving me the money. You see what I mean? So you'd have to come to your own conclusions, and that conclusion is that they wouldn't invest. He wanted players. He wanted players.
And you see, the spin that you'll get, guys, and these are from the toe the liners, as I call them. You'll get, well, if Klopp wasn't happy with the way things were at Liverpool, why sign a contract? Why stay at the club? You know? Yeah. And Klopp, when he comes out and he says something that's pro FSG or pro the owners, or he doesn't throw them under a bus, it's look, would you do that with your boss? You know, no. So he has to be very careful what he says, because we've seen Tuchel when he was at Chelsea, we've seen Conte when he was at Spurs, and they were saying we need to spend more money. Conte said we need to spend. He had a real rant. He said we need to be spending at least 200 million every transfer window or every summer. That's what he said. And a couple of weeks later, he was sacked. So,
well, no eye comes out with a cracking comment, and I've said this all along. Coutinho was never replaced. They spread out two players and gave themselves a pat on the back. Mind games. Spot on, lad.
Moneyball. That's what Moneyball is. You heard Klopp saying we can't compete financially with Man City, Chelsea, and the others. We can't spend like they do. We have to sell players to buy players. That's always been the policy.
Yeah. Trent, my guy, says, would you guys sign Xavi Simmons? And as he says, he can replace Philippe Coutinho. Point is, you see, when players go, we've never... I'll just go to Mascherano, for example. We never replaced him. We never replaced Ginny. You see, and as you said, we never replaced Coutinho, right? So when the likes of, these irreplaceable people go, it's horrible. Someone said, we've never replaced Xabi Alonso. But the likes of Philippe Coutinho, he was fantastic, that lad.
He was
amazing goals, loads of assists, incredible player. And he went Now, if you think that he went on his own accord, believe you me, he fucking didn't. So think about that as well. Think about Luis Suarez begging the Northern Irish manager to play in the Champions League for Liverpool, and he said, "No, you're going." To be replaced by Ricky Lambert? Are you kidding me? So they're the cheapskates, you see. That's the cheapness, and this is what we've always been arguing with.
That's yeah. I mean,
and it's only been through Klopp and his shoestring budget that he made it into a great team. Sloot has taken over a prime of players. And that's why where we are today, because of those players. He hasn't done anything. He's changed tactical. Brilliant. I'm not taking anything away from the Sloot man. I'm really not. But what he's done has been brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. But he hasn't brought in any players. Why?
Yeah, and I mean also when you look at the fact that this last summer they trimmed a lot of the fat off the squad, leaving us in a situation where, at the moment we're maybe one or two injuries away from an absolute disaster. An absolute disaster. You could see if we have another injury in defence, you could see Endo a centre back. You could see Endo in centre back. That's how dangerous it is, So Noah Hyde, going back to your original comments there, I mean, we're all very clued in on these owners, and we all know their investment under Klopp. The average net spend in total was 300 million. The net spend under FSG now per window is 15 to 17 million per window, which was the same amount that Rafa was using or spending under Gillette and Hicks. So we were a 300 million pound club then. We're now a 4 or 5 billion pound club now, where fans are getting fleeced. Tickets. We had to watch a game on Amazon Prime. You look at the subscription for that, the subscription to TNT Sports, Sky Sports, all these channels so that you can watch your team play. You're looking at probably 35 to 40 per month on top of what you already have to get your Sky Sports, your TNT, your Amazon Prime, and all of that. You're looking at paying top money to go and see a game if you can get the tickets. So there's a lot going on under these owners that is wrong. There's a lot going on in the Premier League that is wrong. So
no, you're spot on, because we all have a dig, and a couple of injuries away. Let's see how we perform without McAllister. Let's see how we perform. Let's see if any confidence has been knocked about with the mistakes tonight.
Well, I think Sloot might have learned something from that game, and I definitely think Kwanzaa has played his last game as a right back, that's for sure.
And as the Football Flash says, we mentioned that we're about to play an Everton team fueled by pure hatred, absolutely, in the last Goodison derby. Yes, and this is why we'll be screaming at the, I would never go to Goodison after those, going back years ago, calling us murderers. And I said, what the fucking hell are they talking? And then I was watching forget what game. I was in the Kenny Dalglish stands right above, and that's when we could get tickets, to be honest. And then when Stan Collymore was playing for us, and I said to this, what are they chatting down there? He said, murderers. And I've never been to a derby. I never went to Goodison after what they were singing and everything else.
But sure, Frank, they were like when they were in Anfield there, I think it was last season or the season before, they at the main stand they tore, they did that, and they tore the bathrooms, the roofs of the bathrooms. They destroyed that. They spray painted all over the murals. They'll guarantee you they will do that. They did that on Bill Shankly and on the Champions Wall as well.
Yeah.
And I'm on the Champions Wall.
The memorial.
The memorial. Oh, like,
do you know what I mean? Memorial.
Dirt birds.
Think about that. They're fucking sicken me. I don't bother with them. I really don't. It's fucking shocking. FSG see money, no players, says the Ali Darouche. They just don't. It doesn't see. They don't. Hang on. Doesn't see Suarez, Torres, Sterling. They see 70 million, 80 million, etc. Yeah, they don't see the players. What he's saying. They just see the dollar signs. That's why I said that the three lads, they're looking at the dollar signs over their heads.
Oh, they're looking at
the players. And
Tom Warner, Daniel Comolli, if you remember him, Tom Warner and Daniel Comolli, they said, we want to buy a player, right, on the cheap that we get a better resale value for. And my argument is, how do you build a squad when you're selling your players?
The best players. Every player.
How do you do that?
Yeah. Fernando Torres, he didn't want to, let me tell you now, he didn't want to leave Liverpool Football Club. He didn't want to leave. And all the spin and everything else, he wants to go to Chelsea. No, they fucking said you're going to Chelsea to get the money to buy fucking Andy Carroll. He didn't want to, and look what did he do? His whole career just vanished, dissipated when he left. Suarez didn't want to leave. Torres had just bought a house. He bought a house. He spent 2 million on it down in Wooton, doing it up. And he was moving in the next couple of weeks, and he was made up. Him and his wife and kids, made up. Then all of a sudden he was told that, you're going to Chelsea. I don't want to go, because Chelsea were always after him, like they were after Steven Gerrard. You see what I mean? So he was sold on. Same as Luis Suarez. It's the fucking sound saying, it's like an old gramophone record, and people go,
put it on loop, record it and just play it for them, because we talk about the same stuff and say the same stuff. We're very, very wise to these owners, Noah Hyde.
Yeah, look, Cozy, former head Ryan Babel. He's a big Liverpool supporter, Babel, Yeah. He said, so the Liverpool owners giving out $200 million contracts to guys I've never heard of, but don't want to offer Mo a new upgrade. They give him one player. I've got it on my phone there.
700 million, you said.
700 million on a baseball player. Think about it.
And the other thing is, the Boston Red Sox fans are not happy with FSG at all.
They hate them. They want them out.
Yeah.
They've been wanting them out for years. And Brian says, we will come out of this next game with a bad injury or two for sure. and 2 points dropped. After tonight, away to Palace, Southampton, slow play, no control, poor first 45 yet again. I'm not confident, but who knows?
Well, look, let's just see. Frank, I'm going to have to head off because
I'm going
be
to
in
go
the office in the morning.
Yeah. Callum says Everton are the older club, but act like a smaller brother, wanting everything and doesn't get it. No, they can't afford it, you see. That's what it is. You know, we get all the sweets, we get all the big boxes of chocolates, and the only things that they can get is a little one sweet because they can't afford it. And that's why they're jealous. I know it's an analogy, but that's why anyway. And they're American players. I want to see LeBron playing DM versus Everton for 30 million per year. LeBron James is with fucking P. Diddy.
Yeah.
And I was screaming. I hope his fucking photographs down off the cop. He had a fucking big photo. And I was watching a vlog of these Spanish people, last week. And they were outside the cop, and they were, look, this is Anfield, look at it. They were made, from Madrid, speaking in Spanish. And I was looking, I was pausing it, because they went right across the top, and he wasn't there. LeBron James,
Good.
Big.
Good. Because he shouldn't be there. He's not even a footballer. He's a baseball or a basketball player, and he does absolutely nothing.
No, 31 million quid a year he gets.
Does nothing. Only uses us as a shelf, a shopping shelf, to shovel his crap and put his.
To be honest, that's why someone mentioned ages ago, and he brings in money for Liverpool. He fucking doesn't bring in money for Liverpool because for fuck's sake. Anyway, he's with P. Diddy.
Yeah.
And he should be in fucking jail with a lot of them.
Along with Cardi B.
Oh, look at that. He's bevies, Good night. And like, share, and subscribe. And comments also in the comment section after the show. It will boost Frank's channel. Thank you so much, Jay.
Yeah, Frank, you need to do, I said it to you earlier, you need to do something, because when I type in on YouTube and I go searching for your channel and I type in Frank Carlyle, it comes up video.
I know. So I don't know how it goes. I haven't a clue. And Jason doesn't watch this. Jason,
but does he? I mean, he deals with the YouTube aspect of it, does he?
Yeah, I think he does. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, you might need to get on to him. You might need to even, I don't know, change the name.
I see that, pods, and they're on the channel there, but you have to type mine in, and you get great chats on here.
Yeah,
great chats, they're brilliant.
No, absolutely. It's just when I went, because I was searching for the show tonight. And when I typed in Frank Carlyle, Liverpool, it came up video archives. So it's like it's. I think some of your old stuff has been saved on a video archives part.
Yeah. But I can, if I type in now.
Yeah.
You have to go on my profile. If I want to see this show back.
Yeah.
Just go on my profile. Then it comes up. But you won't see tonight's show with the other shows.
Yeah, because it saves as a live. It saves as a live, you see. That's why.
Yeah, look, he knows. I wonder if he'll have to come down and sort it out for me, because he's, the whiz kid of IT.
Yeah, so I'll explain it to you, Frank. It's very easy. So if you pre-record a video, right?
Yeah.
So just say you're recording a video. There's no live chat or anything like that, and then you put it on. It's down as a video, right? So you have different sections of your YouTube channel. You've got videos, and then you have live. So any of your live streams, which is tonight, would be under live, and that's what's happening.
See, it's very hard, you know. People don't realise how hard it is to do a live show. Even it's the film and TV review. It's very hard, you know, as you know. And me, I have to watch films and pornos and everything. I don't watch
Franco.
Yeah, I was trying to say.
Hollywood.
Yeah, look at that. I get Frank Carlyle live at the Grafton. Thanks very much. Did you know that the Grafton has a very, I'll finish on this, has a very, have you ever heard of the Grafton?
No, I've heard of Grafton Street.
There's a massive, you know, banner and down in Istanbul. Is it Istanbul? If you think this is you want to see the Grafton on a Saturday night, you know, a big banner. No, the Grafton was, you know, like grab a granny night and all this, you know. But honestly, a great dance hall it was.
Oh,
Anyway, there was a very special dance, right? And it was called the squirrel dance. Twice around the floor, then outside for your nuts.
I knew you were going somewhere with that.
And as Bryce someplace that, you know, sure. Until 1995, 24, 29-year trophy draft team Saturday. Come on, the Red Men, says Callum. Absolutely. Ali, Frank, show us that mob ring. Capo di tutti capi. The boss of all bosses. Grazie mille. Amico mio. Callum, yeah, right onto that, mate. IBR, maybe they do a shadow channel on Rumble and use that as a political content as YouTube. Don't like yet, they don't. But I do it anyway. I have to, I can't get onto that bloody Rumble. Have you tried to get on there? Fucking hell. Grabbed a few grannies, mate. The squirrels dance. The squirrels dance sounds conkers.
I'd say so.
Listen, I'm going to end, boys. Shauno, thank you for, you know, holding the fort while got me.
No, it's okay. Let me know if she's all right, won't you?
No, of course I will.
And you need to send me your address again because I'll be seeing you in next week. Seeing you next week, Frank.
Yeah. You might be able to meet Pavel. I think he's over for that. Are you going to Fulham game?
No, I won't be. I'll be. So I'm coming over on the 12th and I'm back on the 14th.
Okay. Well, you meet Pavel anyway because he's coming over. It'll be good to see him, honestly. And the leader with look at it, the IVR, the Zimmer dance.
I think that's the dance I'm used to now at this rate.
The leader Whiskey, great chat. All take care. Thank you, chat. Thank you.
Let's beat Everton now.
Yeah.
On Saturday.
Good night, everybody. Says Ali Danus. Night, Frank. Night, Sean. Night, chat. Up the Reds. You'll never walk alone. Brian. Good night, lads. You'll never walk alone. Take care, Franco and King Shorninho.
I like the King Shorninho now. It's much better than Henry VIII. So yeah.
All right, boys. I'm going to leave it at that. Thank you, Sean, again. Thank you for the.
Thank you.
And I'll see you all. When am I going to see you all? I don't even know what fucking day it is. No, not on tomorrow. I'll see you all on Thursday. It's another pod.
Tomorrow's Thursday.
And then Friday as well, I'm doing one of those conspiracy theories, but with lots of political stuff.
Brilliant.
And it'll be good. It'll be good. And so that's it. And Saturday morning, which is good, which is the film and TV review. And I'm going to have a day off on Sunday, Saturday night and Sunday.
That's it.
Oh no, I'm doing a post. I'm doing a post thing. Fucking hell!
You're busy, Jesus.
Yeah. I have 12 kickoff, then a post match, Sean. All right, then. I've got to go. Oh, look at that. After the live comments and share, thank you, mate. Thank you, Jay. Thank you so much, guys, for the chat. Take care. Next time, says Noah Hyde. Thank you, Noah Hyde. You gave a good comment there before. A really good one. Totally agreed with you. Well done, lad. See you all. See you, Sean.
See you, Frank. Take care.
And you. Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.